Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Steven Schaefer and this is a wonderful video entitled How to Travel for Free. And basically what I'm going to be telling you is how to travel for free. And so, let's get started. Well, the basic idea is about 2 years ago I left my home and decided to just travel around. I had a couple $100 in my pocket. A cell phone at the time, a backpack with way too much fucking stuff, and I figured I'd wing it. And that's basically what I did. I spent a year and a half just traveling around, ended up giving up my cell phone and giving up pretty much everything I had except a sleeping bag and the couple odds and ends every once in a while. But for the most part, just a sleeping bag and a brain, you know? And that's really all you need, and that's what I'm going to make the argument for. And hopefully, if you're interested in this kind of thing, this will provide you with enough information to be able to go out and do whatever the fuck you want. As long as you don't hurt anybody, of course. So, the first thing I want to talk about is, in what I am saying, there are risks. You could get hurt. You could get sick. You could get mugged. You could get this and that and the other thing. Be smart. Do not think that this world is kind. This world is sometimes kind, but also sometimes pretty nasty, just to be honest. So be smart, do what you do, but do it well and wisely, you know? Okay, so the 4 things I would like to cover today are what to bring, which will be very short, how to get around, how to eat, which is important, and how to sleep, which is important. I'm not going to be discussing like how you eat, you know, put food in your mouth, and how to sleep, lie down and close your eyes and hope for the best. I'm going to be describing like how to do it for free while you're traveling, because, you know, if you're staying in hostels or staying in hotels, if you're eating at restaurants and paying money for food, you know, it gets pretty expensive pretty quickly. And if you're a youngster and you don't have rich parents, you know, you're not gonna be able to afford that, you know. So this is how to do it for free. Part 1, what to bring. This is the extensive list of everything you will ever possibly need. 1, a working brain and body. The body is somewhat optional. 2, a sleeping bag. And 3, any optional thing you desire. So if you want to bring a notebook, bring a notebook. If you want to bring a book, bring a book. But you don't really need anything else. The clothes on your body, you don't want to walk around naked, depending on where you are. But for the most part, you don't. It's a deterrent for hitchhiking. You know, most people won't pick up a naked guy, unfortunately. Yeah, they just won't. They'll tend to throw things at you. It's not beneficial. It's not helpful. You would rather have clothes on and, you know, weather and stuff like that. But for the most part, really all you need is the clothes on your back, maybe a jacket just in case, and a sleeping bag. And that's it. I mean, I traveled without money. I traveled without identification of any sort and did not ever get arrested once. I got a couple tickets. Probably should work on paying those back. I will eventually, but for now, they're just small tickets for sleeping in front of a bank and stuff like that, you know. So, essentially, all you need is a sleeping bag so you can stay warm at night. And, you know, when your clothes get dirty, you get new clothes. When your stuff wears out, you get new stuff. If you need different things for the environment that you're in, you find those things and you get creative with how to get them. There, you really don't need much, and I wouldn't be saying this if I hadn't done it myself. So it's possible. It might not be what you want to do. You might want to go with a laptop. You might want to go with a camera. You might want to go with other things. But remember, the less stuff you have, the less strain on your back, the more you can do physically. The less stuff you have, the less risk of somebody robbing you. So the more comfortably you can walk down the street and not have to, you know, check over your shoulder and everything. And the less stuff you have, you know, the more you rely on your brain and your wits and you get to know yourself better. So it's nice to take a break. You know, obviously I have a laptop now and I'm in a house thing at the moment. Yes, I'm not imagining this. I believe it's real. And you can go for a while without physical possessions. It's kind of fun, you know, and it's good if you're fucking broke, man. You know, it's kind of beautiful, you know. It's kind of the dream in many ways. And most people say, "Oh, I can't do it. I just can't." But I've met so many people who do, and I've done it. And I'm eccentric, but I'm not insane. Or if I am insane, it's a good insane. And it's, you know, it's kind of wonderful to just be able to walk around with your brain, you know. It's cool, you know. And you can go with other people and you can do all these sort of things, but you really just don't need that much. You don't need anything. You can stop eating if you want to. You can stop breathing if you want to. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can. You don't need anything in this world. You don't need clothes. You might want clothes, but you don't need anything. You know, it's if your goal is survival, then you need to eat. But in general, you don't need anything. Only when you have specific goals that require specific things do you need things. So I'm not recommending not eating, obviously, but I am saying that it's a lot less stressful if you look at the things that you have as wants, not needs. Because needs are hard and never changing, and you have to, and if you don't, then something bad will happen. You know, it's not always true. I mean, if you don't eat, something bad will happen. But I think I've made the point. So part 2 is how to get around. Well, there's several options for getting around for absolutely free. You can walk. I have walked a lot, and I've had such great experiences by just walking for days and days and days, and it's so beautiful. You meet so many great people, and you get to see the world in such a beautiful way. You get to just have that time to just walk around, you know. We don't get that time as children. We get pushed from one thing to another, and then we have to do this thing, and we have to go this direction, and we have to do all this, do this. Don't take any time to think. But if you take this time just to walk for a while, you know, you get to know yourself. You get to know what you like. You get to know what you don't like. You get to know what is important to you. You get to know the world around you. And that's why they don't want you to think that much. You know, and that's why we're put into these terrible schools, you know, where you never get the time to be to yourself and just think, you know. And then when you get home, you have to do homework, and then you have to go, you have such little free time that you just want to play video games, you know. And we don't get taught to think. We get taught to avoid thinking. So this allows you, if you're interested, to have that opportunity to think. So walk. If you don't want to walk, you want to get there a little quicker, hitchhike. Hitchhiking is fun. It has its risks, but it's fun. And you meet such wonderful people hitchhiking. And you get so far for free. And oftentimes those people will help you out. And oftentimes those people will take you to places you never would have imagined. And it's just beautiful. And they can tell you things. Oftentimes they're locals. Oftentimes they're travelers. The locals, they can tell you things about the area that you would never get